In the sun-scorched savannas of Kenya's Masai Mara, where the circle of life unfolds in raw, unforgiving drama, there lived a lion whose legend eclipsed even the fictional tales of Disney's Pride Rock. His name was Scarface. Scar for short, a real-life monarch whose scarred visage and iron will made him the undisputed king of the wild. But this is no animated fairy tale. It's a gripping saga of survival, betrayal, and brutal dominance, laced with shocking truths about the savage world of lions that will leave you questioning the romanticized king of the jungle. Did you know that male lions like Scarface routinely commit infanticide during pride takeovers, slaughtering cubs to erase a rival's legacy and force lionesses back into heat? This primal strategy, observed in over 90% of documented takeovers, accelerates their own reproductive success by up to 8 months, nature's cold calculus at its most horrifying. Born around 2007 in the heart of the Masai Mara National Reserve, Scarface entered the world not as a pampered heir, but as one cub among many in a volatile pride. From the outset, he stood out with his darker facial fur, evoking a shadowy widow's peak that hinted at the villainous aura to come. He wasn't alone. Scarface grew up alongside 3 brothers, Hunter, Sikio, and Morani, forming an unbreakable coalition known as the 4 Musketeers. In the lion world, such alliances are rare powerhouses. Number 1 male lions typically form coalitions of 2 to 4 brothers or close kin, but these bonds are forged in blood, allowing them to conquer territories that solitary males could never hold. The Musketeers roamed as nomads in their youth, honing their skills in hunts and skirmishes. Their roars a thunderous bellow, audible up to 8 kilometers away, serving as both a warning and a war cry. The turning point came in 2012, a year of epic conquest that would etch Scarface's name into legend and give him his infamous moniker. At around 5 years old, the Musketeers launched a daring assault on the Marsh Pride, a dominant group led by weaker, aging males. What followed was a maelstrom of fangs, claws, and raw fury. In the chaos, Scarface clashed head-on with a rival, suffering a grievous wound, a slash that tore away his right eyelid, exposing the raw tissue beneath in a permanent, glaring scar. Shockingly, lions' battles aren't just about territory. They're evolutionary chess games where victors eliminate up to 100% of the defeated pride's cubs under 2 years old, a behavior documented in studies from the Serengeti to the Mara. Scarface and his brothers did just that, killing or driving out the incumbents and their offspring, claiming the lionesses as their own. This takeover wasn't mercy, it was strategy. By eradicating the genetic line of their predecessors, the Musketeers ensured the females would cycle back into estrus swiftly, birthing their cubs instead. Scarface, with his now iconic disfigurement reminiscent of Disney's scheming Uncle Scar, whom he was nicknamed after, emerged as the coalition's enforcer, his scarred eye a badge of unyielding resilience. Under Scarface's rule, the Musketeers' domain sprawled across prime Mara territory, a kingdom of golden grasslands teeming with prey. He became a celebrity. Drawing safari enthusiasts from around the globe, rangers even capped vehicle gatherings at 5 to prevent overwhelming the star. But fame came with peril. In one harrowing episode, Scarface ventured too close to Masai herders' cattle, a common flashpoint in human-wildlife conflict. A warrior's spear pierced his flank, nearly ending his reign. Veterinarians from the Mara Conservancy intervened, sedating and treating him in a high-stakes operation that shocked observers. Despite the injury, Scarface returned to the fray, limping but undeterred, mating voraciously and defending his turf. Alert lions like him can mate up to 100 times a day during a female's estrus, a grueling marathon that tests endurance and cements genetic dominance. But it also leaves them vulnerable to exhaustion and attack. Scarface's life was a tapestry of triumphs and trials. He reportedly dispatched hundreds of threats, rival lions, up to 130 by some exaggerated tales, packs of hyenas, as many as 400 in lore, though likely symbolic of his relentless defense, and even clashed with hippos in territorial disputes. His mane, a sweeping black cascade reaching 16 centimeters, wasn't just for show. It's a shield in fights and a signal of virility. But in the wild, it also attracts parasites and heat, shortening lifespans. Defying odds, Scarface ruled for nearly a decade, far surpassing the typical 2 to 4 year tenure of dominant males. In a world where only 24,000 wild lions remain, a 90% plunge from historic numbers due to habitat loss and poaching, Scarface's longevity was miraculous, outliving most males who rarely see past 12 years. Yet, even legends fade. By 2021, at the ripe age of 14, Scarface showed the toll of his battles. Emaciated, solitary after his brother's deaths, Hunter and Morani succumbed earlier, Sikio vanished. He wandered the plains as a shadow of his former self. No dramatic showdown marked his end. On June 11, 2021, he drew his final breath peacefully in the grass, undisturbed by hyenas or vehicles, as confirmed by Kenya Wildlife Service. His passing sent ripples through the wildlife community, a poignant reminder of nature's impermanence. Scarface's story isn't just biography, it's a window into the brutal poetry of lion society. Females do 90% of the hunting, yet males like Scarface claim the first bites, enforcing a hierarchy where strength trumps equity. His legacy endures in the cubs he sired, the photographers he inspired, and the stark facts he embodied. Lions aren't noble rulers, but calculated survivors in a world of constant upheaval. In the Masai Mara, where the horizon stretches eternal, Scarface remains the real Lion King, a scarred sovereign whose life proves that true power is forged in the fires of adversity, not bestowed by birthright.